Relax, trust in the Most High, He got your back. Praying fast when you under attack.
All right, shalom. Welcome to the Shad Avad Perspective. All right, so in this video, we're going to be talking about truth, what truth is and what it truly entails. So let's get right into it. So today's topic is we're going to be talking about how truth is not convenient, right? So a lot of times, what I've noticed in a lot of human beings and a lot of people is that we tend to think that if things don't go our way, that means the enemy must be at work. Or if things don't go the way I think it should go, or how I feel things should be, or, you know, um, if my will not being done, then I'm not operating in what is called truth or in the ways of God. And I'm here to tell you that that is false. Truth is not convenient. Truth does not care about your little human emotion. Truth doesn't care about your will, right? Truth is all about the Most High's will. And the Most High's will is different than your will, because the Most High does not think like the carnal human being. So we're gonna get a little deeper into truth and how to obtain truth, right? How to walk in truth. We're gonna talk about all these different things. So let's keep going. So the word for truth is amet, aleph mem tav, amet, right? And amet means truth. Okay, amet means truth. All right, and amet, it can mean firmness, faithfulness, truth, sureness, reliability, right? It could also mean testimony and judgment. Well, we know judgment, right, is something that the Most High carries out, whether it be positive or negative, right? A testimony, right? The events that happen throughout your life, right? We're walking testimonies. So whether good, bad, or indifferent, right? The events and the things that happen in our life are things that we can learn from and we can share. That way other people behind us can learn from and grow from. So we all have testimonies, right? So these things may be uncomfortable, may not be things that we are proud of all the time, but these are different truths that happen in every human being for our growth or for our benefit. Even judgment, so good or bad judgment, right? It's not for our destruction, but judgment is to, you know, help bring forth firmness, help bring forth strength, right? Divine instruction, right? Yah's will is truth, right? The Most High's word, what He spoke, what He speaks is truth, right? That is truth. So let's keep going. This is what all that means: faithfulness, firmness, reliability. Let's keep going. And the root of emet is aman, right? Aman means to confirm, means to support, or means to believe. All right. So the root to emet is to believe, or similitude of faithfulness, to support or to confirm, right? So when we look at emet, just in its essence, truth and faithfulness goes hand in hand, right? So in order to walk in truth, or in order to really understand truth, you have to be faithful to the Most High. Now, in order to be faithful to the Most High, what faith looks like is walking in His Word without wavering, right? Whether things are good or bad, you have the same love, the same reverence, and the same desire to walk after His Word. That's what faith looks like. So truth and faithfulness goes hand in hand, right? It goes hand in hand. Let's keep going. So when we look at Amet, right, both truth and faithfulness begins with M, the mother. So truth and faith is a picture of a mother giving life or birth to a child, right? And then the noon at the end represents the life or the seed, right? So we have the mother, the M, connected to The tav, represents the mark or the sign, right? And so when we look at truth, right, it represents a mother, right? It represents a mother giving birth. We're going back to Aman, right? When you look at faithfulness, the M and you put the noon at the end, that's the mother, right? Giving life, right? Or giving birth. That is that's the connotation. So when we look at a met or look at truth, it's a picture of a mother, right, giving life or giving birth to child. Now, what are some things we know about childbirth, right? A woman in the stage of childbirth for the 9 to 10 months before she has a child, she goes through labor pains. She goes through, um, you know, morning sickness and, the cravings and, maybe kicking and just all these different things, all these different, things that may be uncomfortable, that may make you nauseous, that may make you want to give up, that may make you, you know, weak at times. But the end result is life being born. So truth is a picture of how through trial, through test, through tribulation, there comes life. So once again, truth is not something that's going to always be comfortable for you. Truth, many times, maybe, matter of fact, most of the time, will be uncomfortable. Because guess what? Uncomfort breeds growth. When you're always in your comfort zone, you tend to not grow. When you're complacent, you tend to not grow. So truth is a picture of how affliction, of how pain, of how sometimes the trials and tests of life actually makes you stronger. So truth and faith, right, is something that may not be what we want all the time. We may not understand why we go through certain things. We may not understand why certain things happen in our life. But at the end of the day, it's to help us go towards life. And that's what truth is. Truth will cut you, but also truth will also heal you. For we know in the word it says that the word is like a double-edged sword, right? Cutting the bone and the marrow. It is a discerner of thoughts. You know that the word it cuts and heal, right? You know that Yeshua is the word, and that we are to be pruned. And in Yochanan 15, it talks about us being pruned, right? That way we can bear more fruit. So all these different things is just showing you that in order to go towards life, we have to be able to make it through the uncomfortable stages of life, right? We must. The same with childbirth. In order for life to come forth, the woman has to endure the labor pains. That's the picture of truth. So that's the same with us. So just because something may not go your way, more than likely, that was something that the Most High placed within your realm, within your life to help you grow in a certain area. So a lot of times the reason why we go through certain things is because Yah is trying to help us to move towards Him. He doesn't want to punish us. It's not His goal to make us run away from Him or to, for us to go towards death. He does certain things. We go through certain things, trials and tests, so our faith can be strengthened. Because your faith will not be strengthened if you're complacent. Okay? So that is the true marker of truth. Okay? So we got to understand that. So one thing we know about Yeshua, we look at Yeshua's life. Now he lived. He had to bear the iniquity of the world. He had to go through persecution. He had to be slain in order for the world to receive life, right? Yeshua endured some of the harshest pain, but it was for the greater good of the world, not only for the nation of Israel, but for, the world in its entirety. Think about that. The master, the bishop of our souls, Yeshua, endured much pain, right? In Isaiah, it talks about how through his stripes we are healed. So, but, and also, we are supposed to be mimicking our master. So if he bore much pain in order to give life, guess what? We have to endure afflictions. We have to endure persecutions. We have to endure trial. We have to endure test. We have to endure the struggles of life. That way, we can have that testimony. We can have a certain level of strength to be able to give life to other people. It's hard to give life to other people when you can't relate to them, right? People going through stuff. How can you really give life to people, but you're in a complacent state? You're not able to deal with hardship. You're not able to deal with the struggles of life. You're always worried, always stressed. You never, are able to keep your faith because A, B, and C happens, and this happened, and that happened. How can you truly give life, right? When you allow the trials and tests to beat you down. They're not there to beat you down. They are there to pick you up. That way you can help pick other people up. And that's what truth looks like. Yah's word, period, which is Yeshua. And Yeshua is the marker of what truth looks like. He says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. We know Yeshua is the way because he's the word. The word is the way, and Torah is the way. We know Yeshua is the truth because he's the living word, the word made into flesh. He's the way, the truth, and we know he's the life because through his death we receive life. So we have to do the same for other people. We have to use our life experiences. We have to use life difficulties and we have to allow those things to make us stronger, which means the word has to be in you. In order to endure, you have to understand that truth is not convenient. You have to understand that truth is the word. You have to understand that truth is not your will. Truth is not about being comfortable. Truth is not about being complacent. So I wanted to share that, man. I just thought that was just something that was on my mind tonight to share. So I hope this was a um, fruitful presentation for y'all. I hope you gained a lot of knowledge here tonight. And may the Most High be with all of you. So like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Um, and if you have any other topics that you want to touch on, leave them in the comments. I appreciate the feedback and the comments. So hope everyone has a great, great night. So shalom. I holla.